What's going on, guys? Today I'm back with another hat format replay review for you guys. If you're interested in sending in your hat format replays, you can go down to the video description and find all the information on how to go about sending those in. But anyways, the match I have for you today, we have Odyssey Icaros, who's going to be on Spellbook, versus Mad Hatter, who is going to be on Geargia. I'm not entirely sure if it is a Geargia hands or not, or a more pure version, or Geargia Karakuri, or something like that. So we will see as this match goes on. But anyways, let's get straight into it. It looks like Odyssey Icaros is going to start this one out. Opening hands, we see Crescent, Tower, Fiendish Chain, High Priestess, and Temperance. And on the other side, we see Soul Charge, DD Crow, Geargia Gear, Needle Sealing, and Max C. Here, Odyssey will draw into a copy of Blue Boy, activate the Crescent, revealing Master Secrets and Fate. Getting the copy of Fate, that's pretty strong. Summon the Blue Boy, use Blue Boy to add secrets. Then they are going to right away special summon the High Priestess. That's kind of an interesting play here. And next, it looks like Mad Hatter is going to chain that Max C. And so they're going to get a copy of Upstart Goblin. Then there looks like Odyssey's also activating the secrets to add a copy of Master here. Activating the Master, targeting secrets, but that is going to meet the Crow. So the secrets does get banished, and then it looks like the Tower is going to be activated, setting the Fate, and I'd assume the Fiendish Chain too, and passing it over to Mad Hatter, who gets a copy of Fiendish Chain here. Very interesting, though, why they went for the Priestess here. Kind of an interesting play. Maybe if they thought they were just going to be able to like summon some random thing and run over the Blue Boy, and then obviously Fate needs to have a spellcaster on board. So maybe that's why they did it. I'm not entirely sure, but I guess they're also kind of protected now regardless. But let's see what Mad Hatter is going to do here. They're going to go Upstart, getting a copy of Arsenal. That's very good. Summon the Arsenal, and Odyssey says it's good. So they are going to tribute the Arsenal and summon a copy of Armor. Next, they're going to use Armor to set it and set 3 back row. Here, in standby phase, Odyssey is going to use the Tower and put back the copy of Crescent and draw into a copy of Max C. Also, I should mention for turn, they drew another copy of Crescent, which unfortunately there's nothing they can do with that because they do have the Master in Graveyard. From here, they're going to use the, never mind. They're going to use the High Priestess and Banish Master to attempt to pop the Armor, and that is met with the Fiendish Chain, but now there are no Spellbook spells in Graveyard, so this Crescent can be activated, revealing Secrets, Eternity, and Power. And they get the copy of Secrets, so that is very strong here. Activate Secrets to add Wisdom. Next, they're going to summon a copy of Temperance. Mad Hatter says it's good. They're going to use Temperance's ability to tribute itself to summon a level 5 or higher light or dark spellcaster, obviously being another copy of Priestess, using the Priestess banishing the secrets to pop the Armor. Needle Sealing is activated. Usually, Spellbook wouldn't be too affected by Needle Sealing because they don't really put up a lot of monsters, but I guess this is one of the funny situations where that does come up. So here, it looks like Odyssey is going to use the Wisdom, targeting one of the High Priestess and making it unaffected by traps. And from here, they're going to go Battle Phase and push in for some damage. And then it looks like End Phase Geargia Gear is going to be activated, summoning MK2 and Geargiano. Odyssey's going to hold that Max C, or are they? Yeah, I guess they are. I think they're using this in the draw phase or whatever, so that, Mad Hatter doesn't go main phase and just go straight into an Xyz. And here they had drawn another Geargia Gear for turn. Anyways, here they are going to go for Exciton, and Odyssey's going to get a copy of Tower off their draw. Exciton's going to be activated, but Fiendish Chain is chained to that. They set the other Geargia Gear back over to Odyssey, who gets a copy of Warning for turn. Tower is going to activate and put back the copy of Crescent, drawing into a Blue Boy. That's extremely good. Next, High Priestess will activate, banishing Wisdom to pop the back row. Geargia Gear is going to be chained, summoning a MK2 and another MK2. And from here, Blue Boy is going to be summoned, adding a copy of Eternity. Eternity to add back Master, and now Master is going to be activated, revealing the Tower. And then adding back, or copying the secrets, I should say. Or, no, wait, what'd they do there? They Eternity'd and got Master. Why did it look like they added the secrets from Banish? Maybe I'm just losing my mind there. But anyways, Secrets is going to be activated. They got a copy of Power, activate Power on the blue boy, and whoa, maybe they're just skipping some steps here. They're running over the 2 MK2s, and then the Power triggered to add a copy of Secrets as follow-up, and then they set the warning. Okay, back on track. A little confusing with what was actually going on there. And they're going to pass turn. Mad Hatter gets a copy of Fiendish Chain. They're going to go Soul Charge, and Odyssey's going to think. They are going to warning that. Set the copy of Fiendish. Here, Fate is going to be activated, banishing 3, and Mad Hatter is just going to scoop that one up. Yeah, they were a little behind, and so let's see how this game 2 plays out. Opening hands, we see Temperance, Fiendish Chain, MST, Fiendish Chain, and Life. And on the other side, we see Soul Charge, Upstart, Bottomless, Geargia, Armor, and Fiendish Chain. So pretty solid hand, and they get their draw here, getting a copy of MK2. Not the worst. They're going to go Upstart, getting a copy of Geargia gear. That's extremely strong here. So they're just going to set Armor and set 3 back row over to Odyssey, who draws a copy of Crescent. That's very good. Activate Crescent, reveal Secrets, Master, and Wisdom. And they're going to... oh, nope. Instead, no, I think they did reveal yet the same one. So they are going to get the Master here, summon Temperance, activate Master, reveal Life. Copy the Crescent, revealing the same 2 plus the copy of Fate, getting the copy of Fate here. Next, they're going to use the Temperance Tribute to summon a copy of High Priestess here. What was this back row again? Bottomless and Fiendish. Okay, so maybe they're thinking here, yep, they are going to go for the Bottomless on the High Priestess, and Fate is going to be chained to book the High Priestess so that it won't get banished here. And next, it looks like Odyssey's setting 3 and passing it over. During the end phase, Mad Hatter is going to use Geargia Gear to summon Geargiano MK2 and Geargiano, drawing a copy of Arsenal for turn, flipping up the Armor, adding a copy of Accelerator, and overlaying the 2 Geargianos for a copy of Gear Gigant using Gear Gigant, but that is met with the Fiendish Chain. Next, Arsenal can special summon itself, overlaying for another Gear Gigant, and using the effect, and that one is also met with the Fiendish Chain. So after that, the Geargiano MK2 is going to be normal summoned, which can then summon back the Geargiano. They're going to overlay both for a copy of Alucard, use the effect, and pop the set High Priestess, and go to battle phase and push in with the Alucard. Obviously, the Gear Gigants can attack. Back over to Odyssey, who gets a copy of Crescent here. They're going to go for Life, revealing Crescent, banishing Temperance, summoning High Priestess. Next, they're going to use High Priestess, banishing the Fate to pop the back row. Fiendish Chain is activated, but now they have no Spellbook spell, so they can go Crescent, revealing Secrets, Eternity, and Power. Getting the copy of Secrets. Gonna activate that to get Eternity. Next, they're gonna Eternity to get back Fate. And passing here, okay. And it looks like Mad Hatter, I think, did they get the Arsenal or another Geargia gear here? I'm not entirely sure. Next, they're going to use the Alucard to try to pop the set MST. MST's Chain to pop the Fiendish Chain. Next, Gear Gigant is going to use its effect. Despite it being under Fiendish Chain, they can still detach as cost here. And they're doing that so that they can then Soul Charge to bring back the Geargiano and the Accelerator. Next, they're going to tribute the Geargiano to bring back the Armor. Next, they're... oh, just, I guess they misclick there on the effect. They're actually going to overlay both for a copy of 101 to take the High Priestess as material. Then they're going to normal summon the copy of Arsenal and use the effect and go for Armor. And then use Armor to set itself, and then set the Geargia gear, and just pass over. Obviously, they had used Soul Charge, so they can't go to battle phase. Here, Odyssey draws a copy of Blue Boy, which they're going to summon, use the effect, and get a copy of Secrets. Gonna go for Secrets, add Master, and Master reveal Fate. And copying the Secrets, obviously, and getting a copy of Tower here. Activate Tower, set Fate, pass. Here, Mad Hatter gets a copy of Warning, and it looks like in standby, Fate is going to be activated to banish the Armor, and then Alucard can just walk over the Blue Boy, and 101 can push in for some damage here. Next, in main phase 2, they're going to set the warning, pass it over to Odyssey, who gets a copy of Power. Then Tower's going to put back Fate, drawing them a copy of Temperance. Summon Temperance, activate Power, go battle phase, run over the Alucard, and then be able to search, getting a copy of Fate. Kind of interesting that they didn't warning this in the first place, because they could have kind of prevented all this. Did they know anything at that point? I can't remember if they knew about anything at that point. But here they're going to go Temperance, and Mad Hatter's going to think, and they're going to warning that. So, okay, and now MST is drawn for turn so they can get rid of one of the Fiendish Chains, and that is enough for Odyssey to scoop that one up. Moving on into a game number 3, this has been very back and forth and interactive. We see Odyssey opens Crescent, Wisdom, MST, Blue Boy, and Secrets. And on the other side, we see DNA Surgery, Bottomless, Fiendish Chain, MST, and Fiendish Chain. That would have maybe been a much better hand going first, but not seeing any engine. That's a little unfortunate. Here, they're going to get a copy of Power for turn, activate Crescent, revealing Secrets, Master, and Fate. And they get the copy of Master, which is good because they already did have Secrets here. So they're going to summon Blue Boy, add another copy of Secrets, maybe not trying to show that they already have some follow-up here. They're going to use Secrets to add Fate, and then they're going to use Master, revealing... Oh, well, I guess they didn't reveal because they already knew they had another one. And here they're going to add the Tower, activate Tower, set 2 back row, pass it over. Mad Hatter gets another MST. So not the greatest hand here. They're just going to set 5 and pass. Odyssey gets a copy of Eternity. Next, Tower's going to attempt to activate, but it is going to get popped, and they won't be able to put one back and draw or get summons because of the timing. Next, Secrets is activated to get a copy of Blue Boy. Summon Blue Boy. They think for a second. They're going to go Fiendish Chain on it. That's going to be met with the Wisdom to make it unaffected by traps. And here they added, what was that, the Master, I think? Master, reveal Eternity, copy the, the Secrets, and then add a copy of, I think I missed that there. They're just going to go battle phase and attack in with both. Again, this is unaffected this turn by traps because of the Wisdom. Main phase 2, they're going to overlay for a copy of Shining Elf, and that's going to get met with Bottomless. So then it looks like Grand Tower is going to be activated in main phase 2 and pass it over. Mad Hatter gets a copy of Crow. Very unfortunate they're not seeing any engine here. They're going to go DNA Surgery and Call Machine. So minimally that can turn off, you know, a lot of cards like the Fate that specifically need something like a Spellcaster to be able to be activated. Next, they're going to go and MST the Tower here. Back over to Odyssey, who gets a copy of High Priestess. One more, and they might be able to summon that. And it looks like another DNA Surgery is drawn, setting it, and Odyssey does draw into another Spellbook spell, so they're able to summon this High Priestess. And let's see what happens here. They're going to take a second to think. They're going to chain MST trying to pop, and then the second DNA Surgery is activated. Using High Priestess, banishing Tower to try to pop. Here, the Fiendish Chain is activated to try to negate the High Priestess, and Eternity is activated to add back the Tower. Activate Tower, back over to Mad Hatter, who gets another MST. Very unfortunate. They're just going to set it. Here, Odyssey gets a copy of Blue Boy. Tower's going to attempt to activate, but that is met with another MST. Here, Blue Boy is normal summoned, adding a copy of Secrets. They're just going to go through this whole thing again, or maybe not. They're just going to go battle phase and swing in. Back over to Mad Hatter, who gets finally something, a copy of Arsenal, which they can normal summon. Oh, wait, actually, yeah, okay, interesting. They're just going to go battle phase and run over the Blue Boy here. And they're then going to tribute the Arsenal to get armor, use armor effect to set itself. Here, Odyssey's going to get a copy of Justice. Just realized we haven't really seen Justice at all in any of these games, despite how back and forth they've been. So that's kind of something. So here, High Priestess is going to use its effect and banish a Tower, though isn't this Fiendish Chain on this? Is this just banish as cost? Yeah, it does banish as cost. Okay, so just trying to banish one there. And they say it's good, so here Secrets add Eternity. Just doing that as a way to be able to add back the Tower to try to get some more advantage going. Here, summon Justice, activate Tower, use the Justice to add a copy of High Priestess and Life. And back over to Mad Hatter, who gets a copy of Book of Moon. And they're going to flip armor. And they're taking a second to think. They're going to go Arsenal, Special Arsenal, go for Gear Gigant. Gear Gigant, detach armor to get a MK2. Summon MK2, bring back the Arsenal. And tribute the Arsenal to summon a Geargiano from deck. And overlay both for a copy of Acid Golem so that they can run over the High Priestess and then do some damage with the Gear Gigant X. This is a very back and forth game. Setting the copy of Book of Moon and back over to Odyssey, who gets a Fiendish Chain. Then Tower is going to be able to trigger, putting back Eternity and drawing a copy of Justice. Here they're going to be able to special summon the High Priestess by revealing 3. And they take a second to think. They go Book of Moon on summon, and they say it's good. If you're wondering why they aren't using the Wisdom, is again because the DNA surgery has made everything a machine, so this has to specifically target a spellcaster. Anyways, from here, they are going to activate Life, which is going to be able to banish the Blue Boy and summon back the High Priestess, but Crow is going to be activated to banish the High Priestess, so they're just going to end up setting Fiendish Chain and normal summoning the Justice. Going to end phase, Justice is going to add a copy of High Priestess and a copy of Eternity back over to Mad Hatter, who gets another Crow. Here, the Acid Golem is going to have to detach. And next, Gear Gigant's going to be activated, but that is met with the Fiendish Chain, so now the Acid Golem just runs over the High Priestess, back over to Odyssey, who gets a copy of Justice. Tower's going to be activated, putting back the Eternity, getting a copy of Temperance, special summoning the High Priestess again. And let's see. It looks like Mad Hatter just scoops it up here. Is there a specific reason here? I guess, yeah, because at that point, the High Priestess just banishes one, and now they can finally pop this DNA surgery because there's nothing holding them back. And at that point, you know, they have things like the Power that's going to be live, the Fate's going to be live, and they can just kind of clear out this whole board. Mad Hatter did go through a decent amount of resources, though I feel like there's a lot of things that could kind of still put them in the game, but these are two just very grindy decks, and Spellbook can be very hard to deal with. Also, like, look how long this game ended up going on for. It can be very exhausting, but hopefully you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, make sure to leave a like on it, comment any questions or videos you want to see in the future, subscribe to the channel, hit the bell to get notified anytime I put a new video out, share this video with your friends, and don't forget to go down to the video description to find out how you can send in your hat format replays. But anyways, guys, I will see you in the next video.